Happy Thursday. What is up? Portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope all is well with you on this most festive and yet rainy-ish day. It's cloudy out there, boys.
Yes, sir.
Be careful.
Cloudy and foggy, too.
Yeah. And you know what? I still came in shorts because that's who I am. That's what I do.
That's the thing, man. At least it is not freezing.
No. That's the man. I went outside this morning. I mean, it looks cold, but then you're like, I look at my phone. I was like, oh, it's 57 degrees compared to earlier. I was like, this is all good, all good.
Wife and I got our walk in this morning because it wasn't windy and 15.
Yeah,
degrees.
I hate the wind. I hate the wind. You know who you are, wind. It's
Mother Nature's wind.
Oh yeah. So what's happening, man? What's going on, Bell? How you doing?
Brother Bilal.
I'm all right. What's going on?
Nothing. You okay, man?
Just woke me up from a nap. That's all.
That's okay. That's okay. It's all good, man. I already saw that Hillary got a little pissed off.
Yeah, apparently Lauren Boebert did something you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to film or take pictures in these closed private depositions.
Yeah, I think they're filming it enough. You don't need everybody snapping photos in there. What is that about? Don't do that.
I find it really hard to have any sympathy for Hillary.
No, I don't have, you know what? It's sympathy, not sympathy for Hillary. It's just understanding the process.
Yeah.
No. I agree, but she's the one who got all janky about it. And it's like, lady, how many people have you had killed? Shut up.
Brother Bilal with the fire.
How many do you think?
I think it goes into double digits at least.
At least they knew, right? I was, speaking of that, the Epstein files, one of the files in there, one of the emails, there is he emails an oligarch who used to be part of their FBS, which is like their super secret service, CIA kind of thing. And now the guy's an oligarch. And Epstein says that there is a woman who's in New York who's Russian, and she's blackmailing one of his friends. And I need advice on how we should handle this. And the guy writes back and goes, essentially, we'll handle it.
Just make sure you use the biggest caliber possible.
Yeah. And you're like, we'll handle it. And they did. They did. Just insane. Insane. She's got to be pleading the fifth on everything, right?
I don't know. Apparently she started out by eviscerating Republicans for dragging her in front of them, and apparently didn't say anything about any encounters she says that she does not remember ever having with Epstein, and apparently didn't say anything about Bill either.
No, because he's tomorrow.
Yeah, he's tomorrow.
And so eviscerating, I could see eviscerating the Republic. Because let's be real, the only reason she's there is because it makes them look bad. But it also opens up, when Trump's gone, you don't think the Democrats are going to do this?
It's just tit for tat.
It's tit for tat.
Did any of her testimony start with, what difference does it make at this point?
Yeah. Nothing burger. Did she bring out the reset button? That was hilarious. Oh, man.
I'm going to try pushing this again.
Yeah, no doubt. This is not working the way I thought it was going to work. You guys are all supposed to explode. So this is going to be, look, she's pissed. I don't think Bill really, I think he's Bill. He's much more casual in these things. Hey, what's going on, guys? You know he's going to charm. Everybody's going to walk out and goes, he was really nice. But she's far more confrontational than her and than him. So I think that this is, I wonder how many times, like last week with what's his name? Wexler, when his attorney says, if you say anything again, I'm going to effing kill you. Because he just wouldn't shut up.
Was that caught on a hot mic?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he'd answer questions. And he's just like, don't say anything. Just say, I use my right to plead the fifth. That's what I use my right. I don't want to self-incriminate myself. I don't want to incriminate myself. But, I know, again, somebody said, Jason, If she wasn't such a naughty word, I would have sympathy for her. It's not about having sympathy for her. It's just about understanding the process, right? You have to respect a certain process. Some things you don't do. And it ends up blowing up because she makes that big noise about Republicans, and what happens? A Republican takes a picture and sends it out. Not because that changes any of the narrative, just because it embarrassed her. So, which, again, for her, I don't care. But the process itself.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wanting to get to the bottom of something like this, then we don't. I would think this would be very counterproductive.
Yeah, because it already looks like the thing that she accused everybody of it being a show, like you brought her in to have a show trial kind of thing. Now it's that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think there's some serious questions, and I think right now the FBI has some serious issues in the Department of Justice about the stuff that disappeared and the accusations in there or whatever was in there that led back to Trump in the 80s that had been out there for a while, and people are asking questions about it because they felt they should talk to this girl 4 times. And so what that does, every time something like that happens, you build up another situation where somebody goes, you're protecting somebody, and it's always about the cover-up. Martha Stewart didn't go to jail because she incited trade. She went to jail because she tried to cover it up. And that cover-up, baby.
Always the cover-up.
Always the cover-up.
Nixon was not meant to be a role model, Martha.
No, Nixon was not. Nixon. But what? Well, why was he popped? Wasn't because of what happened. Because he tried to cover everything up. That's what happens. And somebody is going to come clean, and they're going to say, they'll get to somebody and say, we're going to give you full immunity. Like the fullest immunity ever. Like the kind of immunity that you see in the movies where, that person's doing something that you would like, what? And they get that full. Like Sammy the Bull. How many people did Sammy the Bull Gravano kill? But he flipped. He got that full immunity.
He didn't do any time, did he?
Very little. I think while he waited, while he was in custody during the trials, I think he got very little time for the amount of people, that.
See, Hillary, all you got to do is flip, and nobody's going to charge you with all those
Watch Bill
murders.
goes in and flips tomorrow. It's all Hillary's fault.
Just get her away from me.
She's best friend. I'll tell you that right now. She's absolutely. Hey, Lauren, if you want to take a picture of me, you can come right on over here and do it, darling.
You just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, how about that? You want to see what an Arkansas Razorback looks like?
Whoa, pig suey.
Pig suey indeed, baby.
Whoa, pig, yes, sir.
I see that we got the Cubans attacked us. My first thought was, I wonder if we were taking drugs into their country. Marco.
Where'd they attack us?
There was a boat. They shot it. They killed 4 and took 6 into custody or something.
Yeah, it was apparently a speedboat registered to American citizens, and Cuba claims it was trying to infiltrate.
They said that they had grenades and they were making up like assault rifles and
probably full of cocaine too.
Well, yeah, because we were taking it to Cuba because I just said maybe we were taking drugs there. And I love the outrage. Like Marco's like, I can't believe this happened. But they've got the water version of coyotes who go there. It's big business to take people off the island. And if you got enough money,
they'll do it.
Rather than floating across in inside of a refrigerator that you took the doors off of.
Using a broom as a paddle.
Yeah, have you seen some of those guys? You're like, damn. I mean, none of us listening have ever wanted to do something that bad.
No.
Never. But Sammy only killed the bad guys. Well, yeah, that's how I always wondered that, too. How hard do you really look if you knew the guy that was killed 10 other people? It's like, we better get out there. So, you got to get out there because, but the Cuba thing is interesting, kind of like the Iran thing, where, I saw him out there. Every time they talk about Iran, it's they got missiles. Well, they had missiles before. Well, Well, they're nuclear. Yeah. Well, they killed the other people that were protesting. Is any of this working for anybody?
What happened to, we've set their nuclear program back decades.
They're dog decades.
Dog decades.
Dog
okay.
decades. Dog decades. And their missiles, yeah, they've got some, but like, we'll play it a little bit later. Marco's whole, like, they're a threat. They're not a threat to America. They're not a threat to America. At no point. They're a threat to Israel, maybe, because Israel's a threat to them. But I don't know why I got to go get in a war with them, right? Is that the way we got to look at it? Why do we all have to go and go, yeah, America, let's get into another long, drawn-out process, potentially, over something we don't need to be involved in?
Dude, calm down. These bombs have expiration dates on them. You drop them or you have to throw them away.
Oh, don't give the industrial military complex an idea, because you know that's screaming right there.
It is.
Wait, what do you mean? We could put they'll buy the expiration date thing, and that means the Americans will just have to go, we'll have to buy them all day.
This bomb is like milk.
Oh, like, yeah. What happened to the great value, Ken? Cottage cheese. What's that all about?
Woo, it's a good thing I don't buy cottage cheese, because I buy great value.
What the hell is it with Walmart, man? It's like every other week now he's got a story about a recall they're doing.
Yeah, what was it yesterday? Big recall
Was
yesterday.
it the blueberries?
No, it wasn't blueberry. What was it yesterday? Good grief, there's too much news.
Something with glass in it?
Yeah. That was Trader Joe's chicken fried rice.
And glass.
And with people were opening up packages and there's glass in the package.
So,
Then Brother Bilal, he told me, he said, Walmart better not have something wrong with their mayonnaise.
No, they don't. Because, no, they don't.
Yet.
Like, great value, you mean? Or
Yeah, great value
Yeah,
mayonnaise.
they don't have
or
anything
just
wrong.
any mayonnaise.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, mayonnaise is fine. Apparently,
mayonnaise
it's
is
the cottage cheese. It was not properly pasteurized.
cottage cheese is a weird thing. Isn't that the reason we have cottage cheese? Because it wasn't properly pasteurized?
I think that's what it is, isn't it?
It's a little bit like that.
Yeah, we didn't want to stop at yogurt, so we let it go to cottage cheese.
Sure, it's got a little fur on it. You'll be fine.
I remember my mom she'd slice up a tomato, and then she'd put a big old dollop of cottage cheese and pepper on top of it. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really good until I tried it. It looked really good, then I tried it.
You know what's weird? I will eat cottage cheese. I don't know why. I'll eat cottage cheese.
I'll do it too.
But you know what I don't? I don't do cottage cheese and peaches. I like cottage cheese and I put salt and pepper and stuff like that on it, and I'll have a bite or two, and that's it. I've already still have my shame with my what's it called? With my peanut butter.
Have you finished that big old jar yet?
It's getting there, man. And that thing's big. It's huge, and I even today I took a bite out of it. I looked down in there, and I'm like, oh my God, I am disgusting. What is wrong with me?
Well, Ken and I both say that every time you text us a picture of your
My shame?
Yeah, of your peanut butter with a spoon on top of it.
Yeah. My shame? It is too. It's a shame. Shame! I probably today had at least 5 good spoonfuls.
And the first thing he pulls out of his bag when he gets here is a package of Reese cups.
Yeah, but I gave him one. I gave. Oh, you know what I had for lunch?
Chad, you're getting me hooked on that, man.
You know what I had for lunch?
What?
Tell him, Bill.
I forgot.
Chef
butter.
Boyardee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I love
Chef Boyardee.
That stuff's
Yes.
good, though.
It is good. I don't know who the
ravioli?
Carbs, but it's good.
no, they didn't have ravioli. I had to get spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wished they would sell the sauce separately so I could put it on other things.
Yeah, it's good. That stuff is good. I had Chef Boyardee. I am living the dream, guys. Living the dream. Speaking of living the dream, we'll talk a little bit more Iran, what's going on, bunch of other stuff. I want to get into DCS. It is a nightmare that is going to get worse. And my wife and I were actually talking about this the other night on the ride home after we were out at the event. We've also got looks maxing. If you guys don't know what looks maxing is, it is crazy. And it is now like a $5 billion industry and growing. And what these guys are willing to do to look beautiful like us is incredible. It's incredible. So we'll talk a bit about that. Bunch of other good stuff on the way. Happy Thursday, Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Omaha Steaks is delicious. I should have had an Omaha steak today, but I didn't because we already ate them all. Why is that? Because they're incredible. 50% off site-wide right now. You go to omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson, get an extra $35 off. Now, let me tell you about Omaha Steaks. First of all, USDA, tender cut fillets, just the choicest things that you could think of, wrapped in bacon, baby. But they got the burgers, and they've got everything. They got top sirloin. They've got hot dogs. They're incredible. Pork chops, chicken, all of these amazing things delivered right to your door. Protein Power is amazing the way they do it. And get ready for this. And this is what I love. 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. You're not happy? Send them back. You're going to love this. The best around since 1917, America's Butcher. And you're going to save $35 off the already amazing price, which is 50% off site-wide. Go to omahasteaks.com, omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson. Save yourself $35 off at checkout. 50% off site-wide, omahasteaks.com. Use code Benson. Get an extra $35 off. See site for details.
Tensions spiking on Capitol Hill as Hillary Clinton paused her closed-door Epstein deposition. We'll tell you about it coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
She's all... That's what she sounds like. Do you think when they asked her a question, she went...
She just hissed at him like a cobra.
She stood up and she went, shing, and out came all these things and a tail dropped, and she's all...
I wish that the audience could hear and that I could tell them what Ken says to me during the commercial breaks. Because it's not only it would be damaging to his reputation as a newscaster, but it is funny as hell.
That's why we need a podcast, boys.
One of these days, I'm going to leave the mic up, and it'll be exposed.
That's okay. That's okay, my man. Oh, God. Speaking of that, I have a... Did you see the professor in New York City? They were doing one of those... she goes to... I think she teaches at Hunter University, well, which already... CUNY, CUNY, which is like a big deal. They were talking about race, and she's white. And I think they're high school kids who are like talking about their high school experience. And you could hear her say to somebody, these kids are too stupid to know that their schools suck. And she said, and it was all, now they want her fired, of course. And she's white. And you're just like that hot mic. And in the middle of it, the guy's all, Jennifer, turn the mic off. It's unacceptable.
This is unacceptable.
Yes. So, so it is. I would love to be a fly in that room, because you know what? Here's the thing: Hillary's one of those. Everybody, you can dislike her all you want, but she's not stupid. No, and she, as we know, a little vindictive.
Yeah, she's pretty tough.
Oh God, yeah, hell yeah. I bet she's not. She already started out just like, where's Trump? Where's Lutnick? Where's all these guys? And I'm like, hell yeah. Here, let's just go over this really quick. So I don't know if you guys heard this. The guy that runs the Davos company today, gone.
Yeah, it's happening every day.
The former prime minister of Norway tried to commit suicide 2 days ago because of this. I think the king is all over there. The Norwegian king, there's like 1,000 mentions of him. You've got Mendelsohn, you've got Andrew, and they're doing a huge investigation because a guy that was close to Epstein, who oddly enough was murdered in prison or committed suicide in 2022, who ran a modeling agency in France, they've reopened it because they suspect a bunch of human trafficking. And what are we doing? Exactly. We're redacting
Why
things.
are we focusing on this?
We're beating affordability. Was it with Epstein? And I'm telling you guys, the more that there's the perception of this, when you start to block this, to take things away, when you see the rest of the world going, we got to get to the bottom of this, the more that happens. And imagine if during their investigations, they find out things. That's the last thing Trump wants. And what ends up happening? Well, first of all, this entire administration is done at that point, because now we really knew why you hit everything. And because of the way you've gone about doing this, instead of controlling it, you made it with the Streisand effect. Now everybody's paying attention. Now they're doing all their own due diligence. And what's going to end up happening if Trump, Norway says, or Denmark, they got some on Denmark, and they say, we're going to go take Greenland. And he goes, hey, here's an email. What do you think of that? Oh, yeah. We should have handled this in a much better way. And now we got Hillary going, trying to light fires. I feel like she's
growing 2 extra heads.
Yo.
She becomes a hydra.
Oh, yeah, 3 heads. And there's Bill's like, she never does that one in the bedroom. I'll tell you. That's why I like 20-year-olds. I don't like younger. That's just, I like them girls. I like them a little chunkier, too. Oh, Bill. Coming up, we talk a little bit about DCS. Looks maxing. You guys got to hear this insanity. If you've got young men at home, and by young men, I'm not just talking about 13, 14-year-olds. I'm talking even about in your 20s. You got to listen to this craziness that's going on. We'll talk about that, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we got a crash on Highway 109 right there at Hickory Ridge Road in Wilson County. Jilton Road work has only one lane open, 24 eastbound at the Harper Road overpass. Also one lane open going westbound at that location for road work. Tension spiking on Capitol Hill as Hillary Clinton paused her closed-door Epstein deposition when a Republican lawmaker took an unauthorized photo. Representative Lauren Boebert allegedly photographed Clinton and her lawyers during the session. That image was then circulated online after being shared with commentator Benny Johnson. Clinton's attorneys called for the deposition to stop, reminding lawmakers no photos are allowed during private testimony. Prior to the chaos, Clinton had blasted Republicans for hauling her in to testify.
As he kicked off 2 days of depositions, Republican Committee Chair James Comer made it clear.
We're not accusing Hillary Clinton of wrongdoing.
In a fiery opening statement, which she publicly released, the former Secretary of State said she'd never met Jeffrey Epstein, and she insisted she has no information to offer on his or Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes. Top Oversight Committee Democrat Robert Garcia says he wants a nonpartisan investigation.
And that's going to include ensuring that President Trump comes before our committee.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
By the way, Hillary Clinton provided no defense of her husband, who testifies tomorrow. Tennessee lawmakers considering a bill that would block pharmacy benefit managers from operating retail pharmacies, a move aimed directly at companies like CVS. And CVS is now arguing the change would make its business model unworkable, could lead to widespread store closures, hundreds of closures here in Tennessee. Sponsors say the bill doesn't require any pharmacy to shut down, only to separate its PBM arm from its retail stores. Still, customers could feel the impact through reduced store access and potential delays in prescription refills if what CVS argues will happen does. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Update on the free First Alert weather app.
Oh, kids, my friends over at Beacon would love to have a chat with you about all things going on. I was talking to a lot of people. Bell talking about his massive tax return he's getting back today. You know what? Beacon can help you with that, especially when it comes to your retirement, right? A lot of people don't know there's a lot of things you can get right now when it comes to your retirement thanks to one big, beautiful bill, including, how about this, up to $6,000, right? If you're over 65, that you're able to take a deduction, a senior deduction. But you got to know how to do it. Why is that? Because the one big beautiful bill, there are certain things that you have to know about, like up to $10,000 off on car loan interest. But again, certain things have to happen, and it has to be manufactured in a certain way. But it's there. The opportunity is there. On top of that, they'll help you with the dollars and cents. You don't want to outlive your retirement. And let's not forget long-term care, trust. Oh, yeah. And even health care. So what are you waiting for? Call my friends. Get a free personalized financial consultation from the good people at Beacon Capital Management. 615-488-9303. 615-488-9303. Check them out online at beaconcm.com. Beaconcm.com. Beacon Capital Management. This is the paid placement. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. I see all the people out there. Hillary Clinton's testifying. Congressional Epstein. They're all out there waiting. Was it Chappaqua, New York? That's where it's at.
I don't know.
Hillary, you got to go to her cave.
Yeah, they're not going to go to Washington.
Hell no. So you got to.
She's not very popular there.
No, she's not. So they're up there, and I don't know how much they have on the Hill. I don't, because there's never been a lot of talk about. Because the thing is, it's really interesting. If you guys don't know this, Bill and Hill aren't the closest. So it's not like Bill hung out with Hillary all the time. It kind of became a business arrangement. So I just remember, it was the CIA guy, John Kirikow, when he was with Bill and he was delivering a speech and he said like Egypt or Cyprus or somewhere. And he goes, they've been together all day and the speech was great, right? And then Hillary and what's her name? Chelsea were getting off the elevator and she just like freaks out and yells at Bill and just tears him a new one after he was trying to tell her how great everything went. And John he looks at John and goes, she's just the worst or something like that. Yeah. You didn't come to the beach. So this will be interesting. And she's just waiting. Who's the highest bidder that wants to give her that first big interview, to go out there and talk a bit about what she's talking about, especially with the pictures. Oh, lordy. DCS, you guys were talking about it yesterday, and you and I were talking about it this morning. It's a mess, man.
It's an embarrassment, and this has gone on long before you got here.
Yeah. And, Cameron and I, Cameron Smith, we've had chats about this. Because my wife, when we're getting ready, we're looking for a house, and she goes, I think I'd like to foster. And I'm like, no, it's a hot mess.
And for those that don't know, Cameron is a regular
Cammy
foster.
comes here Wednesday with he fills in for us, and he's also, is always here Wednesday with Big Matt.
And he's a foster.
He is a foster parent. And the stories he's told me about, what a nightmare it is. But this is welcome to anywhere in the country, whether it's CPS, DCS, anything to do with social services and kids is a nightmare. From either going in, like you were saying, Ken, man, a kid falls and sprains his ankle. Next thing you know, the entire unit's in there ready to take your kid.
Yeah. Fox 17 is that doing some investigative pieces, and there is apparently a family in Murfreesboro that is suing because that is what they claim happened to them. Their baby girl, apparently they took her to an emergency room at Vanderbilt, and apparently she had a some sort of fracture in the baby's leg. And they ended up losing custody of their child for over 100 days.
That's insane.
It went on for a long time, and this couple is just beside themselves. The mother claims, I would never do anything to harm our children. And they're claiming that, it was just, nobody took it seriously other than the thought that maybe some abuse happened, and then the state just ran with that.
And that's all, because here's, this. So if you work you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a teacher, you have to report. You're a reporter. If something you think is going on, you have to report it. Well, you probably over-report because you're worried you might get in trouble. And then they come in and, like you say, they run with it. And so my sister, she's Cracky McCrackerson. I love you, Amber, but you're a hot mess. When she had my eldest little sister now, my sister, she lost all the kids. My mother's adopted them all. So I got like 55 brothers and sisters all the way down to 14. So the oldest one, Bree, when she was little, one day she comes in and we're getting ready to go camping. and she's got these bruises. Looks like somebody's been grabbing her. And so we take her to the hospital, and within 30 minutes, the cops are in there, and they've got my brother-in-law, my sister in another room. They're just, and it's the cops now. It's like not even CPS. And CPS marched in there with the cops because this girl had bruises all over. And they were like getting ready to read everybody the riot act, the whole 9 yards. My grandma and I are like, oh my God. And the doctors come running down and they say, no, there's nothing. They didn't do anything. She's got ITP, maybe has leukemia. And ITP is your blood, your platelets go away. And anytime you even get touched, you just turn black and blue. But how fast it happened, honest to God, it's like they're there in the hospital. But here's the thing, guys. DCS, it's a mess. So we were driving home the other night. My wife goes, I think we'd like to get a bigger place. I think I'd like to foster. So I'm not going to do it. And I said, it's not because I don't want to, because I would love to. The problem is I don't want to get involved with DCS the way they are. I said, I feel like you're going to get into an absolute mess trying to get cleared. Then when you do, you got to do this. Then I feel like they have no idea what's going on. We were joking earlier. It's like NES took them over. No idea. And the kids, these poor kids, especially kids that are older, that are a few years out or months out of aging out of a system where they've been in and out of several homes, sleeping on, where were they sleeping earlier this year? Inside of the offices?
Yeah, in some offices.
And now you're talking about a jail?
And now believe there is legislation that is being considered that would, that would house hard to place kids in jail-like facilities. Which is,
we are, and in this, it's a perfect example. And I guess Matt asked the question. What he asked to, was it the Senate leader?
Yeah, he asked State Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson, Matt was basically just telling him, I want you to know, Senator Johnson, that I feel, and this is Matt, that I feel that DCS, funding for DCS or the DCS issue should take precedence before any expansion of the school voucher program.
100%. Oh, and maybe any time that we're going to go in there and talk about whether or not we could arrest a woman for an abortion, because as I like to say, you guys sure, everybody seems to be super pro-life when it's in there, but the minute it gets out, you're on your own, is the way some people feel. They feel desperate and they have nothing. Let's not even forget the fact, too, that we're trying to get, Judea and Samaria instead of West Bank. How can we not actually focus on something? These are kids whose lives are a hot freaking mess through no fault of their own.
Yeah, but they can't vote, so they take back seat.
It's just, it's sickening. It is absolutely sickening. The stories that you hear, and then to know that they're sleeping inside of offices. They're sleeping, and I'm sure plenty of you out here either are foster parents or would like to be or have been, and you're like, I don't think I want to get involved in this anymore because the system is so broken. It is. So my mom, I tell you guys, she adopted my brothers, my nieces and nephews. They're all my brothers and sisters. Before that, her dream was to be a foster parent, right? So, because I was gone, my sister, I don't know what she was wandering around to, whatever. And so I was in Europe. I came home, and we had to go through all this stuff to be a foster parent, like all this stuff. Interview after interview, all this stuff, guys. It was insane. And because my mother and I, we test positive for tuberculosis, even though it's dormant, we don't have it. We have to go do all this like lung stuff. We have to do all this stuff. So finally she gets approved after months. And they say, we try to like to pair people up. We don't want to send a little black kid into a white home and vice versa kind of thing. First person she gets is a little black kid, sweetest kid in the world. The kid had no chance in the world. I felt so devastated for him. They said, you will never have to worry about the parents coming over, any of that stuff. They dropped him off at the house by about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. My mom was so excited. By 7 o'clock at night, bunch of gangbangers in our front yard because they got our address.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he a member of the gang or were they after him?
That was their kid.
Oh.
Yeah. how they that was my mother after that entire, because it happened for days after that. We had the key. They came and took him away after, and my mom's like, I'll never. They said, we got another. My mom's like, I'm never going to do this again. And then my sister, she turned her vagina into a clown car, and then my mom got all the kids she wanted. You know, because my sister but see, here's the thing: we wouldn't have gotten the kids if we didn't go through all the foster stuff, because we already had. My mom was able to foster them right away. But I tell you what. Across the country, these things are a mess. And these kids are coming out, like you said, what are they going to do, Ken? You're 18, right? You've been in and out of homes your whole life. You've been in and out of your parents, your grandmama, all this stuff. I mean, what was the line from Chris Rock? If you call your grandmama mom and your mama Pam, you don't need college money. You're going to need bail money, right? And the sad thing is these kids come out, they're angry and pissed at the world, and then they're just tossed out at 18. Good luck to you. It should break our hearts.
Treat people the way they were treated.
Yes.
That's basically what human beings do.
Well, Chris joking with me earlier about Hillary going, hurt people. Yeah. They don't know any different. And they're angry. And now they're alone. So they've had no stability, probably no love, and now they're alone. But along the way, they've been sleeping in offices. Now they may get some sort of caught inside of an old prison. That's not a summer camp. It's awful. It is. And what do we have? We have a failed system. And we've got people, at the state capitol who are more worried about what we call, Judea and Samaria instead of West Bank or any of this stuff. It's ridiculous. It is. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous. We have to do a better job. And will we? No. You want to know why? Bureaucracy. As you say, Bell, nothing that can't be solved with what?
A little more government.
A little bit more government. Because when something's broken, you know what? When your plane's going down because the wing fell off, you know what you need to do? Make sure the other wing falls off too.
Yeah.
Let's be consistent.
Hey, you got some fire over there? Here's a little bit more fire in your house. How about that?
There's some gasoline.
There you go. Fantastic. Good God, man. God, man. All right, coming up. So you guys, Ken.
Yes, sir.
The UFL? The NFL's off-season thing?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard the new rules?
No.
Dude, the new rules are awesome, and the NFL is thinking about adopting several of them.
All right.
We could see a few of these in next year, and there's a couple of them that are like, that is awesome. So we'll talk a bit about that, among other things, just to brighten it up a little bit. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Weekdays from 5 to 9 a.m. and streaming on the Super Talk 99.7 WTN app.
I want you guys to talk to my friends over at Bulwark Capital Management. For all the chaos and craziness going on, could AI pop at any moment? We wouldn't want that. No, tech goes sideways. What would a war potentially cost the market? We don't know. But I tell you what, if you're positioned right, it doesn't matter. And that's my friends at Bulwark going to do for you. They want to talk to you, give you a second opinion on what's going on in your retirement accounts, your investment accounts. Find out what it is that you want to do with your retirement and your investments. Have that plan rather than just being stuck in a few different stocks, and hope and pray for the best every month. I got news for you. There's a lot of great things going on out there. You just have to know what to do, and they do. Active managers, that's what Bulwark does. And they're up 52% from January of last year. That's pretty darn good. Why? Because they don't just focus on our market. Get a free Know Your Risk portfolio review where they'll go through everything, show you what they're about, lower risk, lower costs, lower volatility, give you the most upside potential. All you have to do is go to knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up today. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital's Know Your Risk Portfolio Review. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guarantee future results. Trek 2647.
Drivers, we've got crashes and road work in the way. Right now in Lebanon, Highway 109 at Hickory Ridge Road, there's a crash. In Jolton, you've got some road work. Only one lane open, both directions of 24 at the Harper Road overpass. And then in Hermitage, road work, right lane blocked, Old Hickory Boulevard northbound before Juarez Drive. Hillary Clinton's testimony in the Epstein investigation came to an abrupt halt. We'll tell you about it at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Ken, did you hear that commercial? It's already one of those commercials. Like if you or your child's been harmed by social media.
Yeah.
Already,
man.
We joked about they stole our stuff. Stop talking about Mandels. By the way, I've got a company already.
Oh, yeah?
For the Mandels. I do.
All right.
So get ready for them for the Mandels. And we're going to put them up, I think, in the next week or so. I'm going to have some sent to us here.
We need to make sure that we have quality control. What if we put out a bunch of Mandels, yet we forget the wick?
Oh, that's not good. That's why they're so cheap.
Plus, are we going to have approval of what the picture is under the picture over the quotation?
Yeah. We have control over all of it.
Because, when we do the crotch, sweat, and guilt, I mean, there's going
to be a crotch there.
Need a perfect picture.
Yeah. It's going to be somebody itching their crotch in hot sun. Chad! Ken, you and I love football.
Football!
So the UFL, which is the little spring league, and they've got they're the ones who gave us the new kickoff, right? So the NFL watches them and says, all right, what are you guys doing? And they say, hey, will you guys try this?
Is this the team or the league that's co-owned by Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, I think it's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that is.
So get ready for this. So the rules it looks like they're going to have this year. If you cross the 50-yard line, you can't punt.
Interesting.
Okay? So you can't punt. If you're on the other side, you can't punt.
So you just got to go for it.
You got to go for it. Now it gets totally crazy. Score a touchdown, you can go for 1, you can go for 2, and now you'll be able to go for 3 from the 8-yard line.
Interesting.
Kicking it or running it?
It's up to you.
Yeah,
so you kick it for
passing or-
1, you could go for, you can do, throw it or run it in for 2, or 3
And 3 is
from
a
the
run,
8-yard line.
So
So you go
or a kick?
Huh?
And 3 points is from.
No, it's not a kick. It's you have to run
You
it.
have to
in.
run it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now they did this? I remember in NFL Europe a long time ago. 60 yards, 60-yard field goal, 4 points.
Yeah.
Now, to show you the weapon, did you see yesterday? Brandon Aubrey, that guy that plays for Dallas, who just hammers the ball. He got offered the biggest contract they offered him a massive, was it a 10-year, $75 million deal? And they turned it down because they think this is coming. And they realize at that point in time, he may be the 3rd most important player on your team. In fact, I saw a couple of people debating the other day that the kicker, like a kicker like that, it's easier to find a wide receiver that's a superstar than it is to find a kicker to kick a ball 60-plus yards who may get you 12 points just from the other side of the field.
Dude, that Tennessee-Oklahoma game,
Yeah.
I was watching Oklahoma's kicker in the warm-ups before the game. He was hitting 60-yarders. And in the game, he hit 4 50-yard field goals.
Insane.
Which basically won the game.
In his shorts.
Yeah.
After taking steroids.
Yeah, in his shorts.
He's a little fella.
He's a little fella.
He's not a very muscular type dude, man, but he can kick.
He's wiry, lad. Wiry. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program on this Thankful Thursday. If you guys haven't seen Ken's thankfulness and his prayer, you should go check it out. Where's it on your TikTok and your Insta?
I got it on my TikTok, my Facebook, my Insta, my Threads. I got it on Blue Sky. I've got it on Twitter.
MySpace?
No, I don't have it
Friendster?
on MySpace. Don't have it on Friendster. I need to put it on my Farmtown.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Farmtown. What you farming? None of your business. We're going to talk a little bit about who knows what. Probably Hillary freaking out today, going in the middle of the deposition, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
1 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Hillary Clinton's testimony in the Epstein investigation came to an abrupt halt after an unauthorized photo was taken inside the closed session by Republican Representative Lauren Boebert. She's accused of snapping that picture, then putting it out on social media. Or rather sending it to influencer Benny Johnson, who put it out on social media. Here's Perry Russum.
We're hearing from an advisor to the Clintons who just walked out of the room and said the deposition was stopped. It was paused after it appears a picture was leaked from inside the room. We do know that there is a picture circulating online. It appears to show Hillary Clinton sitting at a square table alongside her lawyers and the lawmakers as well. So any picture being released from inside the room, that is against committee rules.
Yeah, Clinton's attorneys objected immediately, citing those strict rules. Meanwhile, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says they're not accusing the Clintons of any wrongdoing.
The Democrats voted to subpoena the Clintons. The Democrats voted with the Republicans to hold the Clintons in contempt. So the Democrats have just as many questions for the Clintons as the Republicans. So this isn't a partisan witch hunt.
By the way, before the chaos over the photo, Hillary Clinton offered no defense of her husband, who testifies tomorrow. Here in Tennessee, Governor Lee has signed on to a federal effort aimed at improving the experience of children in state custody. The A Home for Every Child initiative is designed to help Tennessee recruit and retain foster parents while offering more support to kinship caregivers. Meanwhile, you have this audit from December showing Tennessee Children's Services continues to struggle with serious systemic failures in safety oversight, abuse investigations, facility conditions, and transparency, many of which have been flagged for years. And Tennessee Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson was asked by WTN's Matt Murphy whether DCS issues should take precedence over expanding school vouchers.
We'll see what the governor's proposing.
Yeah.
It's like, we see how many dollars are there, and if there's not enough to do as much as we think we should do one way or the other, then we have to make that decision. But I think that's a very fair observation.
Nashville State Rep Afton Bain has filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Justice, urging the Civil Rights Division to open a pattern or practice investigation into Tennessee DCS. And the latest company to get in on the AI craze is Burger King.
Burger King is launching what it's calling a coaching tool in the form of a new AI assistant built into the employees' headsets. The chatbot, called Patty, relies on technology from OpenAI and is designed to instruct employees on how to cook certain menu items or clean items in the kitchen. Patty is also designed to track how many times employees say things like please and thank you to customers. Managers can then ask Patty how their location is doing on friendliness. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Someday the manager's going to be a robot. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Happy Thursday's portion of the program is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts, license number 645. Bell, what's up?
With these, with this AI at Burger King,
Yeah.
and they're talking about the friendliness rating that the AI is going to give the staff. Is it just looking for keywords, or is it looking for tone? Like if you go, "Hey, thanks for coming by, jackass," is it going to read "thank you"? Or is it going to read the tone that you called him a jackass?
See,
too?
it's like dogs, right? Let's be real. So dogs, perfect example. It's the tone of which you say it. Because if you say, "Come on, boy, we're going to go to the vet and we're going to put you down," they'll jump up and down. It's the tone.
So it is reading tone. That's
I would assume it's going to be read, but they'll probably have the keywords in there as well. And then they'll figure out how to bring in their friends to always make sure that they say, thank you, great, that's awesome, so they get extra points.
Thank you, sir. Would you like another?
Thank you, sir. Would you like another?
Kind of like whenever I was telemarketing carpet cleaning services, and at the end of my pitch, I would say, "Isn't that super?"
Stick to the script.
And it sounded so legit when you said it, didn't it?
Isn't it awesome, super, great? Yeah.
Can you believe I came to you with this offer?
Yeah.
You got to act now.
The wasn't it the CEO, right? He gave his phone number out.
Was it Burger King CEO?
Yeah, he gave his phone number out. He wanted people to call him and tell him, what sucks, what's good, what can we do, what do you like? So he's trying.
I bet he's getting a lot of people calling who don't know the difference between McDonald's and Burger King.
Oh, God, yeah. That's
You know what this means he did? So he got a second cell phone.
So
when you going to bring back that big fat purple fella that eats all the French fries?
Yeah, which is a taste bud, right? That's what he is.
I think that's what he...
Grimace is a taste bud.
Yeah, he's... Grimace. He was my favorite.
Yeah, it is. You're just like, what is wrong with that thing? You're like, hello, everybody, I'm Grimace. Want a shake? No, weird thing. Am I on drugs? Did you guys drugs me? Grimace. They had the Hamburglar. What else was there?
There was Hamburglar, Grimace. Was that it?
No, I thought there was one more.
There had to have been.
Yeah,
more.
I thought there was a few.
What were the little crazy? They had the 2 feet and they were like furry looking.
Oh yeah,
What were those little fellas?
Tribbles?
No. Somebody out there is going to know.
Oh my goodness me, that was just
The trouble with tribbles.
the trouble with tribbles. But you know what? This is what companies are doing now with AI. They're trying to do everything they possibly can, though, to make it to grow their brand. And I saw the CEO of Burger King. He's like, I went to my wife and I said, I'm giving out my number. And he makes enough money that he could probably have 2 phones. And people were calling and leaving a message. And he said some of it was very, because he doesn't want it's the individual franchise. Tim was a jerk to me. He doesn't want that. He wants you to call and say, look, I like your chicken fries, but I don't like your whatever. That's what he wanted. And like you said, I'm sure you got calls like, your burritos suck.
When are you going to start serving breakfast like McDonald's does?
Stop
Fry
putting
Guys.
onions on the quarter pounders.
Fry Guys. We're getting Fry Guys, as they were
That's
called.
right. That's right.
Mayor McCheese. I forgot about that. Mayor McCheese.
Y'all still got that little dog that speaks Spanish?
That's right. Yo quito Taco Bell. We should just call the number and just do.
We should.
Just mess with them.
Say.
Sure.
Did you know that when the first Star Wars prequel was released, that that one and the other 2 were already in profit because he sold the merchandising marketing rights to Yum, which I think owns Taco Bell.
Oh yeah,
for $3 billion.
Well, that's pretty good.
So he had already made his money no matter what happened.
Hamburglar, Mayor McCheese, the Fry Guys, and of course the demented clown, Pennywise.
Oh, Pennywise.
Or excuse me, McDonald's.
Ronald.
That's
Ronald, that was his
McDonald's
name.
right there. They're McDonald's. I'm McDonald's.
It's like in
Coming to America.
McDougal's.
Yeah.
They got 2 arches. I got 1.
I forgot about MC Night. Do you remember that? That was the played the piano and he had the moon head. Yeah. God, that was right. God, that was just. I walked in. I was in England.
Moon head.
It was across the street. We had a McDonald's and they had the moon head like an animatronic playing the piano. And I thought, what in God's name? That's as scary as hell. What the hell's that thing doing in this place? I can't even eat my fries without being terrified. By the way, somebody's trying to give away dogs to us.
Oh, yeah? What kind?
We got a little wiener dog chihuahua.
Oh, a little Chiweenie.
Yeah, we got a couple other ones. Somebody wants to give me a teacup chihuahua. Grimace. No, that's not it. Officer Big Mac. I didn't even know there was that.
Oh, there was an Officer Big Mac. I remember. Yeah, it was a hamburger. He was a cop.
He was just dripping with special sauce.
Lettuce cheese. He worked in Vice. So that was. Oh, geez. You guys have turned my childhood. You know what's expensive? If you go on eBay, you could try to find. Remember when you used to go to McDonald's, you could buy the actual glass cups of
Yes.
all.
Oh, yes.
Those are so expensive. You have a full collection.
Yeah, we did that.
Well, we
when I
did
was a
too, but
kid.
my mom's like, we can't take those out. Well, these aren't those kind of guests that are coming over. That's our high china. That's when you knew you were white trash. Like,
Hi, China.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
I think my brother and sister and I actually collected every one of those and should have held on to them.
Yeah, yeah. Like Matt was talking about yesterday with at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like who collects all that stuff. Well, I mean, obviously now everybody knows. Like you hold on to certain things, but back then you didn't. You know, it was an outfit or something like that. You didn't hold on to it. It might even be an outfit in somebody else's collection soon. So, but
guitars were traditionally kept anyway. But
yeah,
it was the other stuff like staging and costuming and stuff like that would traditionally just get trashed. Tour's over, junk it.
Really? God, that's well, who'd you go on tour or get out there and tour with at times?
Like Rob Zombie he had a lot of staging. Trying to think of who else would have. Counting Crows had none.
The Counting Crows had none?
They were like, oh, okay. They would literally walk on stage like that. They've all got their instruments. The lights are out, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, we're going to start right now. Open up, show, play you a few songs."
And that's it? And they would do that?
Yeah, it was so anticlimactic.
Yeah, it is. That sucks. But my grandmother with my uncle, weirdly enough, knew that the Star Wars toys were going to be awesome. So she bought him 2 of everything because he's a nerd. And so he's got a Millennium Falcon still in the box.
Awesome.
Never been touched. He has all of the characters. Never been touched.
Don't let Jerry Seinfeld over there.
So I won't.
Because he'll want to play with it.
He will.
Yeah, we can't allow that. Somebody just sent me a picture of all of these critters for McDonald's. So there's a box full of cheeseburgers with eyeballs. That's not scary. There is a guy that looks like Captain Kangaroo. Who was the pirate?
The pirate for McDonald's.
Yeah. And then the things that look like meatballs, so they're different colors.
Oh, I'm looking it up. What are all of
McDonald's characters?
McDonald's.
And who's that stupid bird?
Stupid bird.
Let's see here. Oh, my goodness. Somebody just said 1977 McDonald's drinking glasses for sale right now.
Oh, yes.
5 of the 6. You need the 6th. I want to know who the pirate is.
Who is the pirate?
I have no idea. That's crazy. I didn't even know there was a pirate.
Okay, Ronald McDonald is the clown.
Yeah.
Grimace, the big purple blob-like friend. I loved Grimace. Birdie, the early bird.
Okay.
The Hamburglar. He's the guy. No, he's not a pirate. The Hamburglar was just a mischievous Captain Crook.
What was Captain Crook?
Stealing hamburgers.
Oh.
There's Mayor McCheese.
Yeah, that guy's, yeah.
The cheeseburger headed, and then the Fry Friends, the little animated French fries.
Yeah. And then there was a shake, too, right? Wasn't there a shake with the face?
Yeah, I was going to say there was more than this.
Yeah. So there was a lot of stuff. God, that is just nuts.
I hate McDonald's, and now I want some.
I do, too. I do. I like McDonald's. You know what they brought back? They brought, well, first of all, the McRib. It's not really a rib. I don't care what it is. It's delicious, so shut up. Secondly, though, they brought back those snack wraps. Amazing.
If we call a McRib caviar, it's going to be caviar.
Yeah.
No matter what's made of.
Because it's awesome. It is. Oh, but it's not. I don't care what it is. It's great. Right?
You guys got to look at the little McNugget buddies.
Is that what those little things are that are furry?
Yeah, they're little McNuggets.
Yeah.
Little McNuggets. And they're smiling. They got googly eyes.
Wow, look at this. Okay, that's what those are. Look at people now send me their commemorative cups. Mayor McCheese sucked. He kept the prices down.
Yeah, Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac.
Officer Big Mac.
Well, you don't want to mess with Officer
No, he
Big
feels
Mac.
like he was Irish, and he kind of reminds me of somebody who worked in Chicago against the Untouchables.
Exactly.
Is the Hamburglar on that? On
yes.
that picture, is he on there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Love the
So
hamburger.
that's who the cop was always trying to arrest, was the Hamburglar, because he was stealing all the burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hamburger only has one tooth.
That's
That
all
is-
you need if you use it right.
Yeah, no doubt. That's because that's how soft the buns are.
Yeah.
You only need one tooth. The Hamburglar. God, somebody came up with that. That was somebody's job.
And they got rich.
Yeah. They did. They got rich. That is incredible. That's just awesome. Now I want them all. Now I want some French fries.
And I want those glasses.
Yeah.
The advertising agency got rich. The guy that came up with it got a check.
Yeah, well.
Got salary.
Oh, Mac the knife costume. That's always that. That was that one. McCheese currently serving time for embezzlement and fraud.
I'm going to drink IPAs in those glasses.
Yes.
He was embezzling French fries.
Ronald McDonald is also on the Epstein list. We found that out today, thanks to Hillary. What difference does it make?
Did you guys see the new Britney Spears video?
Oh, God, she's so nuts.
Goodness gracious.
She's
still losing it?
She's lost it.
Man, I feel sorry for her.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is we are watching somebody have a mental breakdown live to the world. If you have a bit of a mental breakdown at work, it's between you and the people at work, and that's you go home. She's doing it in front of millions of people.
Yeah.
And mostly nude.
And she is doing it herself.
Yes.
She is doing it herself, yes, but man. She looks like something out of a horror movie.
Yeah, she does.
Her eyes and her face is, I mean, man, it's frightening.
She's getting old, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't look, that's the thing. She doesn't look bad. It's just she looks crazy.
Yeah.
Like sunken eyes and maniacal smile.
Yeah. Yeah, the sunken eyes, and she's really pale.
Yes.
And you can see her roots. She's like, I'm alive and well. You're like, oh, okay.
Now I'll do a knife dance.
That's the other thing. It's just sad. It's like the sunken eyes, though. Her eyes, she looks like a raccoon. She's got like black around. She looks like
She's probably not sleeping, man.
No. Oh, the Hamburglar. She looks like the Hamburglar.
Like she's probably in her manic phase. Mm-hmm. She probably hasn't slept in days.
No. It's just so sad. All those people out there, free Britney. I'm like, you guys shouldn't do that. There's a reason that she's not free. Because they knew.
South Park has already predicted what's going to happen if you free her.
Yeah. Because they knew.
Yeah. They seem to know a lot.
Yeah. It's have you seen some of the comments where like, maybe we were a little quick?
Yeah.
Her dad was ripping her off, though, wasn't he?
No, I don't think he was.
I got the vibe. I don't know for certain, but I think he was.
And now she's got $200 million, right? She sold her catalog a couple of weeks ago.
That's on top of what she already had.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of that she's got. She may piss all that away in a heartbeat at the rate she's going.
I don't know. I think...
Well, Dad set her up so she didn't have to worry about a lot of stuff, but you never know. She's just, it's sad. It's sad to watch somebody like that. And she's out there dancing naked and she's doing all this stuff. Like, it's and you're watching somebody melt down, and you know that she's got a family. She's got kids. And how tough does it have to be your kids? Like, hey, I saw your mom's boobs yesterday.
Yeah,
it's
man, that's the thing.
Yeah. God, that just sucks. When Kevin Federline is the better choice.
I want to see her dance with the knives and a big boa constrictor.
Oh,
But those knives, man.
that scares me. It does.
Her dogs were terrified.
Terrified when they're not crapping in the house because nobody's picking up.
Because nobody's picking it up.
Just a horrible situation. All right, coming up, we got fun stuff on the way because that's what we do. More on your favorite characters when it comes to snacks. Next, we're going to talk about the one and only Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch, and didn't Hostess Cupcakes have a character?
Oh, yeah, they had several of them. The Twinkie, remember the Twinkie guy that was a cowboy?
That little Twinkie fella had a cowboy hat.
Absolutely, because that's the best way you can do your Twinkies right there, boys and girls. Woohoo! Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 9 at 7. Oh, kids, Relief Factor is incredible. I'm going to tell you guys this right now, and I want you guys to understand that when I talk about Relief Factor, it is because I use it every single day. I'm working out as much as I possibly can, given the time constraints of my life. But on top of that, my wife takes it, and she's struggled with several different ailments, and it has changed her life. It has given her a new lease on life when it comes to aches and pains, especially in your muscles and joints. And we're not talking about like you broke your back tough. We're talking about just day-to-day life. If you want to feel better and get just over the worry of, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and feel sore because I lifted too much yesterday, it's all about Relief Factor. It's natural. It's got amazing things like omega-3s, fatty acids, and resveratrol, all this stuff. And it focuses on that inflammation when it comes to things like your joints and your muscles. Try it now. 3-week quick start. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
The free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let me tell you something about Busy Bee. They're awesome, and the winter storms passed through, but the rain is coming. Next thing you know, you got a little bit of leaks here, a little bit of leaks there because your pipes, maybe they burst a little bit. You just don't know it. You need help. Busy Bee's got you. Rather frozen lines, busted pipes, those things can become something nasty. Busy Bee's got you covered. They are there, and right now they're focusing on the winter, especially as, the surge protector. How many people out there struggled with that? Right now they got amazing deals, including 40% off whole home surge protector. So that's with any electrical repair to keep your home safe, right? Sudden outages, volt spikes, any of that stuff. And then $500 off whole home water repipes, okay? So that is awesome, especially at a time like this. Make sure they come out and look because you don't want any of that stuff going from something small to something big. And if you got a clog, 93 are free right now, still going on. That's the special for the main line. So 93 are free for the residential main line. If they can't clear it, you do not pay. This winter, stay safe, stay warm, stay prepared. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Visit busybhvac.com or call 615-775-7833. Busy Bee. We'll take the sting out of winter problems.
All right, drivers on 24 through Jolton, you've got only one lane open, both lanes there at the Harper Road overpass for road work. Got a crash on Highway 109 at Hickory Ridge Road in Lebanon, and in Hermitage, a wreck, Old Hickory Boulevard northbound before Juarez Drive. Closed-door deposition involving Hillary Clinton. Apparently, there was a photo taken, and it shouldn't have been, and that thing ended abruptly. We'll tell you about it at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Somebody just said, is Brittany married? No, I don't think Brittany's married anymore. So, Brittany she was married to Kevin. Was she married again, right? She married another.
I got to find out.
I think so, but
she married some other.
Remember. I know she was dating somebody like a year ago, but I can't remember if they got married or not.
But she's a mess. She's a hot mess. Somebody said, this is an interesting question. Chad, Weaver, and Bell, would you rather be Britney Child or Madonna's Rugrat? I'm like, Madonna.
Madonna's got to have a hell of a lot more money than Britney.
And as crazy as Madonna was, so much of that was for show, like her fake British accent.
Yeah.
She lived there for like a week. She's like, I can't believe it. And you're like, what? I mean, so, yeah. And the thing is, Madonna is a lot of show and still holding on to, she still dresses sometimes like she's still like a virgin, but she's not insane.
No, she's not crazy.
And she's got a lot more money. What's she worth, like $600 million, something like that?
Easy.
You think?
I would think so.
At minimum. I would even guess probably closer to $1 billion.
Yeah. I mean, because she was... Madonna's net worth, ladies and gentlemen, $850 million.
Yeah, Britney Spears' last husband was Sam Asghari.
I don't even know that guy.
And in 2023, 2024, they apparently separated and were headed for divorce.
Yeah. Probably because...
I don't know who that guy is.
As much as it was like probably one of her bodyguards.
Yeah.
Something like that, Some guy just goes, guys, I just texted my wife. Was she naked or just little clothing? I was asking you all about Britney Spears' video. And I go, she's naked-ish. She goes, thanks for the response. She'll believe I'm really texting a radio show. Yes, that's fine. You're texting a radio show. We are talking about Crazy Britney. So
and her nakedity.
And her nakedity. So let's see here. Yeah, Madonna made a sex book. She did. I remember that. She was way younger though when that. Like, before she was even Madonna.
Oh, do you remember that?
Was like mid-'80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember that Saturday Night Live skit where Phil Hartman was playing Charlton Heston reading from Madonna's sex book? I'm having a problem with the top of the page.
That was so funny. Talk about a guy that's gone too soon, huh?
Absolutely. He could do anybody.
He was so amazing. And the next thing you know, his wife went crazy. Yeah. Crazy, I say. That was, but Madonna, I'll take Madonna. $850 million every day of the week. Plus, again, she's crazy for show. Yeah. And she's not even crazy for show anymore.
No.
Where does she live this week? Remember, didn't she move to Israel for a while?
I got to look that up now, man. Probably.
She moved to Israel, and then she was in London after Guy Ritchie.
She was in Israel when she got all deep into Kabbalah. And then... She moved to England with Guy Ritchie, and didn't they have like a kid and then get divorced?
Yeah, they did. That's right. And Guy Ritchie continues to get all kinds of movies to direct.
She currently lives in a $40 million mansion.
As you do.
On Manhattan's Upper East Side.
So
she's got 37 kids. They all need a room.
You could live there with her, or you can live, I think, in Mexico. First of all, it wouldn't even be a choice because if you were Britney's kid and you were young enough, you're living with Kevin Federline.
Yes, you are.
So the question should be, would you rather live with Kevin Federline and be Britney's kid or Madonna in a $40 million upper Manhattan home?
Definitely Madonna.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So coming up, looks maxing. What is it? It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
They're all speaking right now. The lawmakers, after the questioning of Hillary, we'll talk a little bit about that. It is crazy what happened today. It looks like Benny Johnson was the one who leaked it after Boebert gave it to him. So this is all going well. Guys, way to respect the process.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, let's make sure we show everybody we're serious about this and disobey the committee rules.
Yeah. God, so. One more text. Chad, will you tell my wife that the underwear that she found under the seat of my car was your all? Yes, it was. It was Belle's. It was a joke. We're just, come on, settle down.
Hey, I dress for comfort.
You guys are all starting to go, hey, can you write me a prescription? Can you tell my doctor? Can you tell my work I was sick? We've become those people that will sign off on your progress report.
He was with me searching for drugs.
That's right, man. We were helping the needy. Coming up, some of Hillary and a bunch of other good stuff on the way. Chad Benzo, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. A closed-door deposition involving Hillary Clinton on the Epstein case turned chaotic after a lawmaker reportedly violated testimony rules. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert took a photo of Clinton during the private session, then shared it with online commentator Benny Johnson. The image began circulating on social media, prompting Clinton's legal team to demand the proceedings be halted. Before the chaos, Hillary Clinton offered no defense of her husband, who testifies tomorrow. Committee Chair James Comer says lawmakers are seeking any information they can get.
What you're seeing is there is accountability finally happening. You've seen at least a dozen very powerful people, men and women, who have already resigned, many in disgrace from their board positions. So we're seeing accountability, but we have a desire to see a lot more accountability. We want to get the answers.
Neither of the Clintons have been charged with any crimes. And here in Tennessee, looks like the state's going to participate in a national child welfare initiative focused on expanding foster care options and strengthening family support services through new attention to prevention, permanency, and clear reporting on child welfare outcomes. State leaders say the work builds on efforts already underway through Every Child Tennessee. And State Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson on WTN's Matt Murphy show responded to whether addressing safety issues for kids in DCS custody should take precedence over expanding school vouchers.
I certainly do not disagree as to the level of a priority that it is. What I would say, we're in our budget process right now. As I said, the governor has appropriated some additional money to DCS. Need to nail that down. We'll also have the administration amendment that will come out in March, which contemplates up-to-date revenue collections, and we'll see what the governor's proposing.
Nashville State Rep Afton Ben has filed a complaint with the Justice Department urging a federal civil rights investigation into DCS. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
The weather update on the free First Alert weather app.
Okay, kids, Wellness Institute Nashville, they're my doctor. They should be your doctor as well. Dr. Mitchell is incredible. 2026 is here, 47% off non-surgical decompression. So your back hurts. You're saying, I've tried everything, Chad. I don't want to have surgery and I don't want to get shots. I don't want any of that stuff. Good. Go see the Wellness Institute of Nashville. 615-246-5009 or painisbad.com. You head over there, and first what you're going to do is you're going to be greeted by the best people around. Then you'll have a chance to see Dr. Mitchell. Bring your MRI if you have one, right? You need an x-ray. They're going to get you hooked up. Then you'll have a chance to go, hey, I heard about the hydrowave machine. What is that? This is amazing. Only place in the state that has it. Dr. Mitchell, the wellness. And he's an innovator. He gets it. Technology with knowledge gets you the best around. So this stimulates your very own stem cells with the hydrowave, and it's angiogenesis, and it's going to help. It is so amazing what it does. So what are you waiting for? Don't live in pain. Get over to see the Wellness Institute in Nashville. Dr. Mitchell, 47% off right now. 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or painisbad.com. See a bunch of lawmakers out there. I want some accountability with the Epstein stuff and, the fact that you had Hillary today, you got Bill tomorrow, and what's the first thing that somebody does? Boebert takes a picture, sends it to Benny Johnson, he gets out there, she throws a fit, turns into, a bat and flies away. I'm sorry, First of all, again, you don't have to have any kind of sympathy for Hillary.
Is that guy on the left, is he Secret Service or Men in Black?
No, Men in Black. He's cool, whatever he is. So that is Rep. Bell, I think, from Missouri. But you have an opportunity to have this is the whole thing, right? And let's not pretend you hear what's his name who's running this, who got her in. Oh God, the guy from Texas, Comer, and he's like, well, we want all kinds of accountability and all this, that, and the other, and this, and you want it to be serious. You take the time because it's not in D.C., so all these people had to get up to New York. And what's the first thing somebody does? They take a picture and it gets out. And then, again, you don't have to have any respect for Hillary, whatever, but the process is what you need. To respect the process. And because you have too many people who want to be influencers, just a joke. And yes, you know what? I want some accountability. The rest of the world has decided that they are not going to allow this to go on. And we apparently are okay with it. And the more that it's covered up by the administration, they can say whatever they want. The more that that's happened, the worse it's going to look.
So what's going to happen to PDA Barbie?
I don't know, PDA. Somebody texted in and go, didn't she get thrown out of a movie theater a few years ago? Yeah, she was getting a little inside of a play, I think it was. You remember that? She got in trouble for that? So, but that's Lauren Boebert. We want accountability. I want transparency. There's none of that. You've got the guy that's the former prime minister of Norway tried to kill himself because of the Epstein stuff. And by the way, they were, I think they arrested him for corruption or whatever. You don't do that for giving away trade secrets. Right? You don't do that for the trade secret thing. And you're 79. You did that because there's other things. Because they're all starting investigations so they can go deeper.
They'll end up finding him with little girls.
Probably. So the and somebody said, I can't wait for them to call Trump. They're going to call. Here's the other thing, guys. Now that they've been able to bring Bill in, they bring Trump in the minute he's out of office. The minute he's out of office, they're going to bring him right in here. And so this is not a good look. It's an awful look, that covering up. But then to do something like this today when you have a chance. Now, tomorrow, Bill's going to be there. And trust me, Boebert, he'll give you a picture. Let's do it right? Measure twice, cut once, and just respect a certain process and go from there. But the more that you cover things up, the more that it makes it look like you're hiding stuff. When the French are now looking into to trafficking, both human trafficking, child trafficking, because of Epstein. What? Yeah. The head of the financial minister, was the head of Davos Group, resigned today. You've got 2 investigations in Britain, several in France, and ours, nary a word from anybody. So, and they're out there going, oh, lordy. So I was telling you guys about this. It's called looks maxing. The things that young men will do to look. Remember when it's just women? Women will go to it's now the men. Okay, guys? If you don't know what looks maxing is, it's about looking perfect, right? So, and it's big on the internet. It's about looking perfect, what do you look? and it's all about the jaw, the whole 9 yards.
We're operating in a society that's extremely shallow. We're not saying go past your genetic limits and go into extreme measures, but try to optimize your lifestyle around your appearance.
So that's the big thing. That's what this thing is. Look, Max, this guy's got like 2 million followers. And the whole thing with looks maxing is the optimizing your appearance, and it's young men. It's like 13 to in their mid-20s, and they go down a rabbit hole. And it's not just about, I use this kind of conditioner. No, there's all kinds of things that go into this because you want to look perfect. Now, who's the best looking guy in the world according to these wackadoos?
The most attractive man in the world. I would say that in terms of, harmony percentage, it's like a very objective thing. This is not really based on like an opinion of mine. Would be Matt Bomer.
Matt Bomer. If you don't know who he is, he starred in he was in The Guiding Light, whatever that show was. And then he was on, it wasn't Suits, it was White Collar. And I will say this, he's beautiful.
Good looking fella, huh?
So you know what Henry Cavill looks like, right? Superman?
Oh, the new Superman.
If you thought, hey, if only Superman could be better looking, that's this guy. Like, he's chiseled because it's all about the definition in your face. It's not just your muscles, but the definition of your face. And why do I say that? Because there's insanity going on for men trying to get that. And the reason they think that Matt Bomer's perfect is because his cheekbones are perfect, his jaw's squared, and his eyes are perfectly separated. Like the measurement of it all, but the insanity of which cats are going to do stuff.
I've done like a lot of things like fat dissolvers, like I've injected lipolysis agents into my face, was a big one. And bone smashing. Do you guys know about bone smashing?
Smash them balls, baby! You're basically throwing the dice and hoping that it goes back the way you want it to, but you have no idea how your bones are going to rejoin themselves. We have no idea what the long-term implications are.
So bone smashing, Ken, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
They are taking, so you know those like Theraguns that are like those massage guns?
Yeah.
They're taking those, or they're taking actual hammers and they're breaking their jaw and their cheeks.
Yeah, I heard about this.
So they could try to craft the higher cheekbones or the squarer jaw.
Crazy.
So
absolutely insane.
It is insane. Now, look.
You don't need a doctor for that at all.
No. Now, for me, I was telling everybody, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm starting something new. It's called average maxing. Where people look at you and they go, you know what? You look like a guy that eats chips and salsa. You're correct. All the time. You look like a guy that eats a lot of peanut butter. Probably. It's average maxing. What'd you do today? I did some crunches, and then I had a bowl of Captain Crunch. It was a double crunch day. Strawberry crunch, too, because, I like those fruits and vegetables.
Strawberry crunch.
So I like it when the milk turns
pink.
These people are doing this, these young men, and but it's not just about the look. They're going down a rabbit hole where everything is based on their looks, and women are the problem. Society and women are the problem. These are the people that get that get black pilled, who have become nihilists and incels, and they blame everything on the women and life. That they're unfair. It's unfair that I look like this. I get it, right? But think about smashing your face so you can have a higher cheekbone. I mean, my son and I, we've talked about this because he's at that age now where his friends looks matter in a lot of ways, because you're going through that. He's 15, going to be 16 in a few months. He plays hockey, and he likes riding his little dirt bikes and stuff around. That's his jam. He doesn't care about the other stuff. Where some of his friends that he grew up with, they're into this now, where it's all about their looks. That's all he talks about. It's like all they care about is their looks. And I'm like, dude, you realize that's all crap, right? None of that's real. None of this stuff is real. It isn't. And let me tell you something. I mean, guys, I'm going to let you guys know this a little bit. Being funny gets the laundry to drop, too. The ladies love the funny. You make a woman laugh, look at Pete Davidson. That's all you got to say. You think looks maxing is going to help you? Pete Davidson? Really? Yeah. So It's better to have a personality and be kind. And look, looks matter. They do. It's been proven study after study. Taller, better looking people get more opportunities, second chances. People seem to trust them more. That's life. But that's very little compared to, people going out and having the what was it, that guy, the Cavlicular, whatever his name is, he's like the big looks maxer, having the fat sucked out of his face. How would you even do that? It's crazy. It's crazy. In the same way, by the way, that we talk about, kids these guys are taking so much testosterone and all this stuff. You don't even know what it's doing to them. And the same way we would look at, people telling a 16-year-old that you shouldn't be cutting your boobs off because you think you're a boy. Dude, you shouldn't be smashing your face with a hammer. That's crazy people stuff. Nuts. Reach out to us across all of our social media. We love hearing from all of you. Larry, I'm not going to say that online, but it's funny. I do love hearing from all of you because somebody's all, can we do Maniac Man Monday? Yeah, we should start doing that. Maniac Man Monday. What crazy things are you up to? We've got a lot of stuff still to talk about today. We haven't talked anything about Cuba. We haven't talked anything about Iran. We haven't talked really. And, of course, today, Hillary. How many did she leave and never come back? I can't see where that. Can you find any of that, Ken?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Did she leave and never come back, Hillary? Did she just, I'm done?
I haven't seen.
Yeah, see, me either. So
yeah, I haven't. All I've seen is that her attorneys brought it to an end. What happened after that, I have not seen.
Yeah. That's so I don't know either. They were just out talking about. We'll have some of that audio as well. Again, reach out to us. We're on Rumble. We're on the Twitch. We're on the Twitter, Facebook, YouTube,
MySpace.
Is that still up?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, maybe we would go. You know what? I'm gonna go sign us up for it right now. If you want to listen to us over there, feel free to do it. Chad Pitches on Super Talk 99.7. Board Capital would love to talk to you about what's going on with your investments, what's going on in your retirement, and give you what they call a free Know Your Risk review. They'll go through they'll show you where things are when it comes to your retirement and your investments. And if you got fees that you're being charged, they'll give you the full rundown and talk about what they think they can do for you. And it's absolutely free. And it doesn't hurt to get a second set of eyes on what's going on in your retirement. So this is what I want you to do. Sign up today at knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com. You can also get there. They have a thing called Spots and Dots. It's a daily thing where they talk about the market, what's happening in the market. But they're going to show you what they're all about, which is lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility, and how can they get you the most upside potential. They're up 51% since January of last year, and they're doing quite well this year already. Sign up today for your Know Your Risk podcast. My friends at Bulwark Capital Management. It's not going to cost you anything. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee. Future results. Trek 2647.
All right, Jolton, we've got road work, and it is affecting eastbound 24 there at the Harper Road overpass. Only one lane is open. On the East Bank, we got an injury crash. That's James Robertson Parkway right next to I-24. Still got some road work blocking the right lane, Old Hickory Boulevard northbound before Juarez Drive. Hillary Clinton's deposition on the Epstein files came to an abrupt halt today. And we'll tell you what the Tennessee General Assembly is doing to fix the problems at Department of Children's Services. These stories and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Man, the fact that, like, we're talking about more money for vouchers. School choice, that's great. I get it. It's all wonderful. And let's also have an audit to see who's getting the money. But how about the kids who have no choice because their life sucks, because their parent sucks? Shouldn't have their life ruined, right, by DCS? Well, we'll get to it when we can. We'll take a look at it.
Hey, if they don't like it, they shouldn't have become orphans.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'm not saying, look, kids, I would love to help you, but I don't know if you're aware of this. Some people out there are anti-Semitic because they said the West Bank, and we got to make sure we put that into a different way. We're voting on this today.
Besides, Annie's a good play. Just go live like that.
Annie. It's a hard knock life. It is a hard knock life. You guys recognize it?
Oh, it is.
It is. Life will kick in the grundle. Many of you guys sharing some of your... many of you are like, Chad, thank you for talking about looks maxing because it's crazy. Because they're going after kids as young as 11. Then I see today that cosmetic companies are going after 6-year-old little girls.
Wow.
I was like, what the hell? Like, look, little girls want to put makeup on. I get they see mom, they see big sister.
Sure.
But they're like focusing on, this. No. God. It's earlier and earlier.
If you got a little baby fat on your face, well, that's not really acceptable. Go get a hammer.
Yes. Go get a hammer. There you go. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because Jack and I was joking just a little while ago. So we're just talking about you because he texts me. He sends out this picture because he's trying to raise money for his golf. They always have to, because he's on the golf team. And everybody else has like headshots. Jack he woke up, took a snapshot of himself and sent it out to everybody with this fundraising thing. That's my boy right there. His hair's crazy like Mason's. He just doesn't care. I'm like, that's what you're not. And I said, Jack, you're going to be 6'2". You're in America. You're going to be a good looking kid and you're funny AF. Your life's going to be fine. So some of your other friends, they may need a little bit of,
Always told my kids, and I still do, when they have these issues that really upset them, like, maybe breaking up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or something like that, how devastating that can be. I just always say, one of these days, you're going to look back at it and you're going to think, why did I even care?
Yes.
Just stay in the game, kids.
That's it.
Because that's just life. You learn from stuff like that.
You're going to break somebody else's heart one day.
Yeah. And as far as these kids getting upset because they don't look like the people they see on social media, man, this is a place where parents you've got to educate your kids about what social media really is.
Yes, exactly.
It's not real.
It's not. None of it is real. These people are fake. They use filters.
Yes.
They only film themselves in the best life. And I'm not saying that some of them aren't gorgeous already.
Sure.
But the reality, I follow this girl that does these Get Ready With Me videos. She's English. She is, at best, without her makeup, a D-ish. When she does her makeup, and her whole thing is she does it to show everybody how fake it can be.
Yeah.
And it's not real. And everybody shows you their best life when it comes to this. And you know what? You go down these rabbit holes and they're trying to sell you something. They're trying to control you. And it's not real. Real is mom and dad hanging out with your friends, doing fun stuff, living your life. On the internet is not real. It's not. Bingo, baby. Coming up. Speaking of not real, was she there, wasn't she? We're going to talk a little bit about the one and only Mrs. Clinton, former Secretary of State, who sat down and talked to a bunch of people for a little bit before she went, sprouted wings and flew away. Talk a little bit about that.
Did she cough up a hairball?
She did not. She coughed up another congressman, though. So that was not very nice, Judd. Talk about that. Bunch of other good stuff on the way. Plus, Iran. When will we attack? Talk about that. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Chaos at Hillary Clinton's closed-door Epstein deposition today after Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert snapped a photo inside the private session. And the image reportedly showed Clinton and her attorneys as she addressed lawmakers. According to reports, that photo was then leaked to online personality Benny Johnson. Clinton's legal team immediately moved to halt the proceedings, noting that photography is strictly prohibited in closed congressional testimony. Meanwhile, Oversight Committee Chair James Comer responds to claims from a Democratic member that dozens of pages about an Epstein survivor who accused President Trump of sexual assault were withheld.
We don't know the answer to that. We know what the administration says. We're still looking to get a definitive answer on that.
Neither President Trump nor the Clintons have been charged with any crimes related to Epstein. Here in Tennessee, Governor Lee says the state is going to join a new federal effort aimed at expanding foster homes across the state. The A Home for Every Child initiative focuses on increasing available foster families and strengthening services that keep children safely in their homes through better data tracking to help caseworkers move faster on placement and permanency decisions. State Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson tells WTN's Matt Murphy Show Governor Lee, that is, has proposed additional funding for children's services.
Having a place that is safe, that is provides some degree of comfort for that child who's in a horrible situation, the state, at a minimum, needs to be able to provide that type of facility.
And this federal effort builds on Tennessee's existing Every Child Tennessee program. CVS claims it may have to close more than 100 Tennessee pharmacies if lawmakers approve a bill that separates pharmacy chains from pharmacy benefit managers. This measure targets companies like CVS that operate both a PBM and retail store. Supporters say that overlap creates an unfair advantage and drives independent pharmacies out of business. If closures happen, more than 1 million Tennesseans could have to travel farther or switch pharmacies to fill prescriptions. Mortgage rates have been hovering just above 6% for some time, and now they've dipped to a new low.
For the first time in 3.5 years, the average rate of a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is now lower than 6%. That's according to the Primary Mortgage Market Survey from Freddie Mac, which reports the rate is now 5.98%. Freddie Mac's chief economist Sam Cater says it will drive more potential buyers into the market for spring home buying season. It follows years of high mortgage rates in the first few years of the 2020s. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
99.7 WTN.
Sports News program is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Oh, the whole stuff with Hillary. So it was briefly paused, and then she came back after she took a deep breath, and everybody goes, don't take pictures. Leave your phones. How old are you people? How old are you? I swear.
I think she went to the car and got some sulfur and re-energized herself.
Probably. There was a movie, it was a TV show. I think it was when they did the Twilight Zone in the 90s, or it might have been Tales from the Crypt. And it was with Ray Don Chong's daughter. I forgot her name. She's beautiful. Maybe that was her name. Ray Don Chong.
She was the daughter.
Yeah. Where she was like a monster and she would eat people. And she let one guy live and married her, but he struggled forever because he knew what she was. I think that's what Hillary's.
I vaguely remember that. I do remember there being an episode that Ray was in, because I'm all about Ray Dong Chong.
Yeah, she was hot.
But I don't remember the specifics.
Yeah, she was
You know she got her looks from her mother, because she don't look like her daddy at all.
She don't look like Tommy at all, man. But I am, look, somebody said earlier, when are you guys going to beat a dead horse? It's a massive story, okay? This is not, and a lot of people like, how many people do you think are on this that are part of Congress, senators, things like that? I'm sure there's several, and I'm also sure there's several that have retired. Some may have even gone to hell or wherever they ended up going. But it's not about, those people aren't as powerful as you think. It's the people inside of government, the lever pullers that you don't see, that are non-elected officials, that are able to do things, as well as the power brokers that be when it comes to business and things of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, that's huge. This is massive. It's not a story that you want to beat. It's like, oh, how many times did you talk about the fact that the Democrats are stupid. They're stupid. Nobody's arguing that. Nobody is. There's like 3 Democrats. There's John Fetterman, Rahm Emanuel, and James Carville. To see they're the only people who aren't insane. So they're dumb. They're idiots. But this is real. And this is not just a Trump thing. This was a Obama thing. This is even at times near the Bush era thing. This thing has gone over through, a wide range of administrations. And we here in this country have decided that it's too politically hot. We can't touch it. It could it could embarrass this administration. Who knows? It could embarrass these people, whatever you're to believe. Yet the rest of the world has just a small glimpse of these things that we've released, and they're going after the people that were involved.
And from different angles if they have to.
Yeah. So it is a Tommy Chong's daughter. Yeah, she's very nice looking. God, whatever happened to her? She was very nice. Very, very nice.
What was the fire movie?
Quest for
Fire. Yeah, that's all you need right there.
Yeah, I forgot. You guys have not seen Quest for Fire. That was like that. That got nominated for Academy Award too, right? It was all about caveman.
That was Ringo's Star, right?
No, that was Caveman.
Caveman was Ringo's Star.
Caveman was Ringo's Star.
And
Quest for Fire was just a lot of grunts and Neanderthals. Ringo was just Ringo, but he looked like he was a Flintstone.
Yeah.
Along with a bunch of other comedians that looked like Flintstones.
Yeah. So but this isn't going anywhere. I told you guys this a while ago. Do not think for a moment that, like, well, now that they've buttoned it up and they've released some stuff and everything, it took a long time for Watergate, 2 years, I think 2 months before it finally exploded. And what was it about? The cover-up. The cover-up. Nixon covered up something, by the way, that was so stupid. He didn't order it. He covered it up.
He could have thrown, who were the 2 guys?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I know who you're talking about. But he could have
thrown them under the bus.
Yeah.
Said, found out these guys did it. They're out. They should be prosecuted. And he would have saved his presidency.
Because he was going to win going away. It didn't matter. It covered it up. And the cover-up is it. And the stink on the administration, this isn't going anywhere because people now look, the average person, people who are MAGA, they're never going, they're all over it. The average person, Republicans, they look at this and say, that's weird. Like I said yesterday, if you asked your wife, who are you texting? And you said, no, you've been texting late. I want to say, what's going on? Let me see your phone. And she took it and she put it in the garbage disposal. You would probably think, we may have a problem here. So not only she cheated on me, now I got to get a new garbage disposal.
G. Gordon Liddy and Howard Hunt.
Yes, G. Gordon Liddy. I forgot. G. Gordon Liddy. Yeah, James Carville is a crazy lizard person. There's a new documentary out about him and his wife because Maddie looks much better now. Because, she had that stroke and she looks really good. But
she was pretty much confined to bed at home and he was having to take care of her, wasn't he?
Yeah. And if you guys don't know their story, he is obviously a hardcore Democrat. She is a hardcore conservative.
And they still found love.
And they not only found love, they love to argue with each other, but they take nothing personal. And it's a small bit of what their life is. Small bit of what their life is. Somebody just sent me something. I'm going to check on it, but it's a bill that they just advanced about statues.
Okay.
And another one of those bills. I mean, we're not going to do anything about the kids who, in DCS. We're going to say, hey, guess what we found, guys? We found an abandoned asylum. We're going to throw some cots in there. You guys should be good.
Pretend like you're in The Walking Dead.
Yeah. What was the, and then you had that kid that was pimping out another one?
Yeah.
Good God. This is just, it is so, the failure of this is incredible. And as we were talking about earlier when we started the show, my wife she wants to foster. And I'm like, DCS is a mess. I said, I feel like we're going to get involved and it's going to be heartbreak and it's going to be a pain in the ass and things are going to go sideways. And it's going to be, they don't have anybody over there seems to have anything going on where they've got a vision for this.
You try to do the right thing and they make it as mismanageable as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, God. But we're too busy, right, in the session to do what? To go, hey, guys, here's a real issue that affects us. Maybe we should get out on this. They're like, no, Judea and Samaria. Not the West Bank. No, we got to make sure that if a woman is raped by her dad, she's forced to keep the baby or else.
Or else we'll have to kill her too.
Yeah, because nothing says pro-life like execution. Care about it when it's in the womb, not so much a fan afterwards if it gets messy. We can't have that. These kids deserve better. They deserve so much better. And because
their life is already all jacked up, and the state comes around and goes, "Oh, I can make that worse."
Could you imagine, like, all you know is your mom and dad or your family. Your mom and dad are a hot freaking mess. You're snatched out of their home. You're placed in custody with maybe all you got on your back is your clothes and the stuffed animal they hand you. And now you're going to go live at somebody's house you don't know, if there is a place for you to go. And then if you're inside the system, you may get passed around over and over again. And what are we doing? Well, we've got to make sure that you can't protest this, or you got to make sure that you can't do that. Or if you were a woman and you were pregnant and you fell down the stairs, we may have to drag you in and, I don't know, maybe have a deposition to find out, did you really do that or did you get an abortion?
By throwing yourself down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, just insane.
And somewhere along the line that would happen. Yeah. Well, Your Honor, we're pretty sure she tossed herself down a flight of stairs intentionally.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I wanted the 2 broken legs and the broken collarbone. That's good thought there.
Yeah, it's and who's the guy? Who's it? One of the sponsors of bills. What's his name?
Pody.
Yeah, Pody's all. Well, I'm not saying that execution. It's the wording. We have to fix this because, yes, in theory, that can happen. We're so worried about so many things that don't need to be, and we have stuff facing us, and we're trying to figure out how much more money can we get for school choice so people that are already doing well can get a break. It's insane. Come on, do better. Just do better. Oh, Lord. I want to go back to talking about Ronald McDonald. Although you guys got to stop sending me creepy Ronald McDonald stories of him dressed like a clown.
The bill is nothing more than pandering to the base for name recognition and awareness.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
If you're doing something stupid like that, that's what you're doing, is you're pandering for attention.
Yeah.
When you should be focusing on what's going to take care of these kids that for the last, 5-6 years have been living in this mess.
And it's a mess. So I come in today because Ken and I like to bring Ken a peanut butter cup because he deserves it because he works hard.
Keeps Ken at bay when he wants to kill him.
He does. And he was telling me about the story he did like a month ago where how many kids have died in DCS custody, and they haven't even got to any of them.
Let's see. I got to go back and look at that. Talk amongst yourselves, and I'll find that.
Yes. So, but the story is just heartbreaking. It's kind of like the rape kits, right? Where you've got how many rape kits are out there? We'll get to what we can. This situation where you've got these kids that have died in custody and they haven't even had a chance to go through and look and figure out what happened. And what are we doing to these kids? How are we helping them at all when we're once again focusing on crap that doesn't matter?
Yeah, delays and gaps. So this audit that came out in December.
Yeah.
That showed systemic, things are better at DCS, but there are still serious systemic problems, including delays and gaps in reporting child fatalities. This, according to News 2, this audit said that DCS had not publicly disclosed near fatality cases since October of 2023, which left 58 cases pending review. We're 3 years out.
3 years out.
They need to move that responsibility on to the police. And if you get called, then the police should report this was a foster child and they died in so-and-so's care or after they ran away from so-and-so's care. And that should be the reporting mechanism because clearly DCS can't handle it.
No. And DCS, what's DCS's goal? It's DCS, protect the badge. Make sure that it's something, so wait a minute, because you hear stories about this all over the country. They take a kid out of a home, put it in another home, and then that kid dies. And everybody's looking around going, what happened? And what's DCS? It's not our fault, right? CPS, DCS, doesn't matter where you are in the country. It's a hot mess.
We'll have a 6-month after action report for you soon.
Yeah.
Now, the bottom line, this 2025 audit shows that Tennessee DCS continues to struggle with serious systemic failures that are putting children at ongoing risk.
Who runs DCS? Can we have them to resign?
There is someone, and I've got to look that up.
Teresa Applin?
No.
No, it's not.
She quit yet?
You know what? The DCS is run in a way where you look over there and go, hey, NES, you guys aren't doing so bad. So DCS, child, who runs it? Who is the head of it? That's a great question. No.
Margie Quinn.
Oh, Margie.
Commissioner Margie Quinn, sworn in September of 2022.
Oh, God. I'm looking at her picture. Got to be honest, Margie. You look like you sell houses. And it's a great question. And you know what? I know what she's going to tell. We don't have enough funding. I've got 40 different positions open that I can't fill. And a lot of that's probably true.
There probably does need to be more funding.
Yeah. And you know what? We need to hire people, by the way. And this is something that my mother and I have always talked about because she fostered my little brothers and sisters. Well, my nieces and nephews till she adopted them. How about in the years that she did that, maybe you get some people that are over the age of 24 and have had a kid. Because you get a lot of these people that come in here, never had a kid, and think they know what's best. Oh, yeah. The kid fell and scraped his knee. I got to take him away because I already can tell that you're not doing the right thing. So just disgusting.
I mean, it's a tough
gig.
It's a very tough gig. And you know, if funding is an issue, then this is one of those issues that probably should be better funded if it's underfunded.
Yeah. I bet it's super underfunded. We need to figure that out. And I know Afton, what is Afton doing? She
has filed for a Department of Justice civil rights investigation.
She wants the feds looking into it, basically.
Good. I think they should. And I'm not saying Margie's done anything right or wrong. Don't know the full history of Margie and how long she's been there, because a lot of times somebody moves in there, they're dealing with a broken system already. And several of you have said they do not have enough people. You can go see how many people they're looking for. And by the way, that's the Lord's work, because you're going into horrible situations in many cases that are just horrific to try to do essentially take away a child who may be going through the worst sexual abuse, beatings, seen horrible things.
And you have to do due diligence to make sure you're not putting them somewhere that could be considered not necessarily as bad, but bad again.
Yeah. So we go and put them into a place where, they go from bad to worse. So a lot of stuff still to talk about. I don't know if you guys heard this, but the Epstein files, they're still not going anywhere. Today, Hillary, she spoke. We'll talk about what she said. Iran, when will we or won't we? Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Omaha steaks are delicious. Let me tell you something about Omaha steaks. You guys always hear me talk about it, but all kidding aside about like how much the pork chops are so incredible. The seafood, I don't eat seafood. My wife does. She's like, this is amazing. But the steaks, my daughter, 7, she's like me. She's like a 5-year-old. Like she likes candy and candy and pirate's booty. Those are like the 3 things she loves the fillets. That's nuts. They are amazing. 50% off site-wide. Guaranteed bite for bite. You're not happy, you send it back. And you're going to save you an extra $35 when you check out and use my code Benson. And we're talking about fillets wrapped in bacon. USDA, just certified tender. Just melts with the right kind of fat. You know what I'm talking about? Top of that, they got burgers. They got smash burgers. They got the dogs that you're going to like. They got everything you can think of. And yes, I'm telling you, do not sleep on the pork chops. So what are you waiting for? Go get yourself some of the best protein delivered right to you from America's Butcher, Omaha Steaks, since 1917. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson. $35 off at checkout. On top of the fact it's 50% off. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. See site for details.
All right, drivers still have only one lane open, 24 eastbound through Jolton for some road work. Tension spiking on Capitol Hill as Hillary Clinton paused her closed-door Epstein deposition abruptly. We'll tell you why. Get you some other top stories at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
A lot of you chiming in about the foster care and DCS. You know, it's like even adoption, right? We've made it so hard in this country to adopt a child. And I understand you want to have safeguards, but we've made it to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm just going to go to another country and buy one, basically. And they're like, but we have so many kids. Yeah, we have so many kids. And you do what? You make it impossible. The people that want them, it should be about how many, do you have 28 bedrooms in your home?
One of my program directors of one of the networks when I was in Dallas, she and her husband were having such trouble adopting a child here that they literally went to Vietnam to get one.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it was, and she told me this well in advance, they don't let you check the baby's health before you leave. You sign the papers. You are now responsible. You get her back to the U.S. She goes through, battery of tests, make sure she's healthy. And if she has AIDS, too bad.
Too bad. Yeah. Somebody said earlier, people don't go to Russia. Russia, first of all, I don't think they'll let us adopt anymore after what happened.
Yeah, that ended all American adoptions.
And that's why, remember the whole thing with, was it Trump and that Russian meeting with that woman that tried to get a meeting and they thought maybe she was a spy or whatever up in Trump Towers. And that was really about maybe opening up the adoption thing again. Here's the thing about Russia, too. Our friends adopted a kid from Russia. The kid was like 3 years old, had never been really held, had never been hugged. It was like there was no human emotion because that contact, the most important part of being a human, that contact with mom and dad when you're little, there was none of that.
Stalin reborn.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you guys remember the story where that family, where they put that kid on an airplane and just sent him back to Russia because they couldn't handle him. Why? Because that is different. They're just abandoned.
The neglect that damages their mental processes is so severe that it's almost impossible to get them to ever come out of that shell or improve.
Yeah. And that's, like you said, Stalin, like psychos. It's like I watched the
Sociopaths.
It's the movie Hitman, which I love, by the way, where they got the little QR code in the back of their head, Agent 47. Never hugged, never, touched, never picked up. None of that stuff. They have no feelings, all of that stuff. It's crazy. And that's what these little kids have become in some of these areas. But the fact that we make it so hard to do so many things and the system's so broken, and it's heartbreaking. It is. It's heartbreaking. And there's a lot of people out there that, maybe they would love to foster a kid, but you know what? We can't foster a kid because we don't have the right bedroom or we don't have the right this, or they come out, you didn't have your fire alarm. It's just the crap they come up with. Just so ridiculous. All right, coming up. Will we bomb Iran? Speaking of interesting, we'll talk a little bit about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. Reach out to us across all of our social media. We love hearing it. If you're looking at us on the old YouTube, like and subscribe. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Tension on Capitol Hill as Hillary Clinton paused her closed-door Epstein deposition when a Republican lawmaker took an unauthorized photo. Representative Lauren Boebert allegedly photographed Clinton and her lawyers during the session, which is not allowed during private testimony in the committee. The image was soon circulated online after being shared with commentator Benny Johnson. Clinton's attorneys then called for the deposition to stop. Prior to the chaos, Clinton blasted Republicans for hauling her in to testify.
As he kicked off 2 days of depositions, Republican Committee Chair James Comer made it clear.
We're not accusing Hillary Clinton of wrongdoing.
In a fiery opening statement, which she publicly released, the former Secretary of State said she'd never met Jeffrey Epstein, and she insisted she has no information to offer on his or Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes. Top Oversight Committee Democrat Robert Garcia says he wants a nonpartisan investigation.
And that's going to include ensuring that President Trump comes before our committee.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Clinton provided no defense of her husband, who testifies tomorrow, that being the former president. Tennessee lawmakers considering a bill that would block pharmacy benefit managers from operating retail pharmacies, a move aimed directly at companies like CVS. CVS, in turn, argues this change would make its business model unworkable and could lead to hundreds of store closures in Tennessee. Governor Lee signing on to a federal effort aimed at improving the experience of children in state custody. The A Home for Every Child initiative will help Tennessee recruit and retain foster parents while offering more support to caregivers. Meanwhile, Tennessee Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson responded after WTN's Matt Murphy suggested Department of Children's Services issues take precedence over expanding school vouchers.
We'll see what the governor's proposing.
Yeah.
It's like, we see how many dollars are there, and if there's not enough to do as much as we think we should do one way or the other, then we have to make that decision. But I think that's a very fair observation.
Nashville State Rep Afton Ben, meanwhile, filing a complaint with the U.S. Department of Justice urging the Civil Rights Division to open a pattern or practice investigation into DCS. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Be sure to catch a weather update on the free First Alert weather app.
Speaking of the weather, probably got to some of you out there, right? Damage parts of your home potentially. You've got water somewhere. You got some cracks. Water got in. Yeah, foundation. You're worried about it. That's why USS, United Structural Systems, since 1994, 30,000 happy customers. Let me tell you something. They're going to treat you amazing. You're going to need them to come out. Take a look, especially as we get towards the rainier part of the year. The last thing you want is stuff getting into places and causing issues with that foundation. Next thing you know, you could get some mold, some wood rot. Get them out there. It's not going to cost you anything. Right? It's absolutely free for them to come out and give you a full inspection, and they're not going to sell you anything you don't need. So if you or someone you know, all right, are having some issues because of the weather, or just maybe you're just worried and you want that inspection, get USS out to your house right now, okay? Because they're ready to come. They're committed, and they're going to make sure everything is done right the first time. Call them today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or visit them online at usstn.com and gain peace of mind with United Structural Systems Foundation Repair and Waterproofing Services. Portion of the program is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Thankful Thursday. Go check out Ken. He's got his thankful Bible verse of the day. I also sent Ken something the other day with this Mexican guy, this super cholo. He's like, Jesus Christ! he's his Bible. He's just all these dances.
The lieutenant governor's not running.
Yeah, he's not.
So is he just going to go off and have a nice life with that hot little boy?
With that what?
The hot little boy he was sending fire emojis to?
Maybe.
Remember that, Ken?
He's
not back there.
The hot little boy? How? But when you say little, though, there's Epstein little or there's 21-year-old twink.
No, this is 21-year-old twink, that kind of thing.
And they're always like, it's not us. We should ban the gays. It's not me. Really? Who was that weird dude? Was it the guy in Utah? Where it's like, well, my feet, I spread out when I'm in the stall for the bathroom. Remember that? There was a big controversy because the gays were coming out saying this guy hit on us all the time. And he was like the biggest proponent of like, homosexuality's bad. Bah.
Unless I'm doing it in secret.
Yeah, totally. Nobody could see me. Woo! That is just so awful, though. There's a lot of you chiming in about, and I love when you guys text the program. Bell, tell them how they can text the program because I always forget the number.
615-737-9986. If you're numerically challenged, 9986 equates to WWTN.
Oh, there we go, guys. He's got it all down. He knows. And absolutely hit us up when you let us know about any of the stuff we're talking about, good or bad. Somebody texted me last night about or tweeted at me about over whether or not I'm American enough, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's like, always siding with the left. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I have no idea what you're talking about. And his thing was, it was a simple option, Chad, always kissing up the left. Would have been a great opportunity to see if you sat or stood up for America. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Sounds like he's sucking up to the right.
I mean, wait, what? What do you mean stand up, sit down? First of all, I wasn't at the State of the Union. I was sitting next to Ken. He wasn't there either. So you don't have to worry about that. And secondly, yeah, I'm standing. Here's what I stand up for America, for the truth, for you and I and us, because that matters more than anything else. I don't stand up for cheap political points because those are stupid, right? You know, and the other night, by the way, Trump and them already have a commercial out about them not standing up for America at the State of the Union. They're the worst. And first of all, Democrats, once again, you've set yourself back. And he won on stuff that anybody could see coming. All right? You don't have to stand up for everything because that's ridiculous. And this whole ridiculous of the State of the Union when they're up, down, clapping for everything like it's we're a third world dictator. Better clap. Don't stop clapping or else.
Dear leader has died. We better see you cry.
Yeah, once again, speaking of dear leader, I want to congratulate Kim Jong-un for squeaking by. Getting yet another few years in charge till the gout finally takes him.
Oh, did he win the election?
He did. It was another shutout.
Man, I was going to say it was actually pretty close this time. He only got 98.8% of the vote.
I tell you what, man, him, she, and Putin, they are popular. I mean, the voters, they don't even need another choice.
No, they don't. They are popular.
And if they ask for one, that wouldn't be very good.
No. Well, one time somebody brought it up. Who? We can't remember. He fell apart, literally.
He
got blowed the hell up.
He disintegrated.
He died of radiation poisoning.
Again.
And he was a librarian.
He was. He was nowhere near anything. He just said, hey, maybe a choice would be good. Because our choice right now is this. The guy who invented the burrito. You imagine what it's like to live at a place like that, and you get out of there and you realize you already know because you're escaping, so you already know this isn't all real. But then to have the veil lifted, and you're like, oh,
it's like the North Korean soldiers that go to Ukraine and get access to the internet.
Yeah, and first thing they look up, it just shows you, man, right? Like, how did we get El Mencho the other day? It was a woman.
That's right.
It was a woman.
Ratted
His
him
mistress.
out.
Yeah, Yeah. Why? Because no matter how bad, they got to find a way to get their strange. Right? That's what got them.
I wonder how many North Korean soldiers have tried to defect.
Plenty, I'm sure. Plenty. There's got to be several when they land in Russia and they get ready to go to the front. They just slowly take off their clothes and sink off into the Ukraine.
Well, you have to remember that if you commit a crime or you attempt to escape, if they catch you, it's not just you that's going to jail. If you escape, they put 3 generations of your family in jail as if they committed the crime.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, but if you go to Russia and you're missing in action, they probably praise your family. And while they're doing that, you're partying it up with a bunch of hot Ukrainian women.
Never had vodka this good.
Yeah, no doubt. And look at you. Hey, ladies, how are you? Eastern Europeans, ladies. Otherworldly, like Iceland. You go some places like, all these people are beautiful. That's why Belle was born there. I say you're born there even you weren't.
Born there.
You are. You were born there.
Born in Florida.
Madonna. Oh, we were talking about Britney Madonna earlier. And somebody asked, would you rather be Britney Spears' child or Madonna's? We said Madonna's. And then I realized, they said, well, your dad could be Dennis Rodman. I'm like, the worm? You know what that would make Kim Jong-un? My godfather.
That's true. You'd be going to his birthday party.
Well, I would be. It would be. That is, talk about a world we live in where the worm, Dennis Rodman, is pals with him. What I remember when that happened, I'm like, where am I?
Right.
How did I get here? How did that happen? By the way, this is a perfect example today of what happened at the hearing.
Today, we are sitting through an incredibly unserious clown show of a deposition where members of Congress and the Republican Party are more concerned about getting their photo op of Secretary Clinton than actually getting to the truth and holding anyone accountable.
Yeah, because they're not interested in it.
Just gave him ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Just gave him ammo.
Yeah. And I'm telling you guys, for those of you out there, and by the way, many of you over the last couple months have started to change the thought process about how they're, covering up stuff or running cover or whatever it is. It's not a good look, and they could hunker down all they want. But when you see the rest of the world starting to prosecute people and arrest people for crimes that have nothing to do with, because he didn't money launder to himself. Did he? I don't think so. So
probably a little bit.
Yeah, but he didn't. I mean, these are crimes they're going after. And why are they doing that? Because they want to get, once you start to pull the thread, you start to see what happens. And they're doing it, and we're not. And you had the former prime minister of Norway. So the guy tried to commit suicide because he's in the Epstein files. And they arrested him on corruption. You don't commit suicide at 80 years old at a place that's not going to put you in jail over corruption. That doesn't happen. There's more to the story, as we know. U.S. and Iran negotiations hold new talks amid military threat. It's not if, but when. I think we can all realize that. Right?
We'll sign an agreement, and Trump will be like, it's the greatest agreement we could have gotten.
And then Bibi will say?
And we're going to bomb them in celebration.
Yeah. Yeah, Bibi will say, no, it's not. They got stuff. We were talking, some people earlier were telling me, Chad, how can you say that they're not a threat to us? When's the last time you went to bed and you're like, I hope the Houthis don't get me at night? Never. It's not happening. Yes, they're the largest state sponsor of terror, but who are they fighting? A lot of times they're fighting each other. Because remember, why Saudi Arabia hates them? Like 90% of the Middle East is Sunni. They're Shia. And they don't always get along. At all. Mostly.
Oh, those two sects hate each other by and large.
Yeah, by and large. Outside, like PLO that became Hamas, a lot of them are Sunni, but it's because they're fighting a common enemy, which is Israel.
Yes, once we finish with the common enemy, then we'll go back to killing.
Yeah, then we'll go back to killing each other, and that happened a lot too. By the way, when the Russians invaded in the 70s, 79 into 80, when they invaded and everybody who was Sunni and Shia headed to Afghanistan. They were all friends then. Why? Because they hated the Russians. They wanted them out, and it was an attack on Islam. But the minute it was over, they're all standing there staring at each other, go, well, I don't like you. So, yeah, they're of no threat to us. I would love to see them deposed. But, they're making this case where, I hear Marco Rubio out there. Well, now they got a bomb that could reach us. No, they can't. They don't have a bomb that can reach us. They don't have a missile that could reach us. They've got some, and they've had it for a while. But we're not going to get blown up by them. We're not. I think what should happen is, and this is just my radical idea. You guys ready for this one? Everybody in the Middle East gets a nuclear weapon. So that way you all stare at each other and realize, no. No, I don't think so. Why? They're not. What does that do? Look at North Korea. Nobody goes and messes with them. Look at Pakistan and India. They don't fight each other the way they used to. And they're afraid to do anything serious. China. And if Ukraine had their weapons, honestly, if they had nuclear weapons, do you think that they would have been invaded by Russia? You think twice. But we don't need to be going in and getting bogged down. And when you have an 80-20 thing, and this is where Trump is usually the best at, 80-20. And 80-20 says we want no part of this. And that includes half of MAGA and a vast majority of the regular old conservatives outside of the neocons and Lindsey Graham, who's super. I can't believe you said.
Hey, Lindsey's just trying to bring pastel to the Middle East.
He is. He's bringing salmon back. Oh, Lindsey. All right, coming up, Matt's going to be here for the welcome Matt, as we call it. So we wrap up the show on this gorgeous Thursday. It's probably raining outside. It looks a little sunny. Hold on. It's gorgeous outside. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Wrapping it up on this fabulous Thursday in the house, Matt.
Hi.
We've been talking about DCS and the insanity, and it's just awful.
It's pretty crazy. You know, I wish that there were more people that were invested in taking the time, and I don't pretend that I know the answer, taking the time to figure out why we're seeing so much of this and try to get to the root cause of it, why, you know, there are families that dissolve in the ways that they do. It's all different. I get it. You got to get to that. You got to deal with that. And then we have to be better about getting these kids into good foster families.
Yeah, it's got to be a
promoting foster
two-pronged
families.
attack.
Because while they're in state custody, that's never going to go well.
No.
Right? I mean, the state is not designed to be parents. And so if the parents can't handle it and the state finds a compelling reason why they have to take the child from the parents, then we have to swiftly get them into a stable situation, the best stable situation possible. And because, I mean, the state has to do better while they have them, obviously.
Absolutely.
But the state's never going to do great.
No. And they're understaffed because I was looking. There's so many jobs openings. They're understaffed. And several people would work for DCS or the state and the city have all said, look, they're completely understaffed. And then they hire people that they're fresh out of college, right? It's like a lot of times their first or second gig. Then really, it is understaffed, it's underpaid, and the ridiculousness, I'm sure, the bureaucracy is one of the reasons my wife and I were talking about, you know, we were thinking about fostering, but, you know, I've talked to Cameron about it. And, you know, just you know, the nightmare stories he's told me about a lot of the stuff that he's gone through.
We had maybe 10 people reach out yesterday. A couple of them got through on the phone lines where they said, we were foster families, and this is why we will never do it again.
Yeah.
And it's always because of the state and the bureaucratic red tape and everything that's involved in that. It's rarely because of the kids. Well, if it is because of the kids, it's because there's a lack of communication, and they hide behind, you know, privacy laws and all these things where they're not being honest with the foster families up front about what they're getting into with the particular kids. Are you dealing with a behavioral issue problem, or is this just a child that's coming out of a bad situation, good kid? You know, you got to be upfront with those families to give them the information that they need to properly raise these children.
Yeah, because a lot of times foster families, they have, you know, if you've got a kid who's got a behavioral problem and next thing you know, but you've got kids inside the house, you don't want to put them at danger because you've allowed, you know, the state has gone and said, oh, this kid's fine. He's just gone through some stuff. Mom and dad are going through some problem. They're working to get it back. And then you get him and you're like, this is not that.
There's so many different issues involved in it. I mean, we had some folks telling us yesterday afternoon that the state, you know, doesn't remove kids that they should remove. They do remove kids that they shouldn't remove. And it's like, my gosh, it's FUBAR. And I said yesterday, I've come to the conclusion that I'm a supporter of giving parents maximum capability to decide their educational opportunities for their kids. Me too. In terms of education scholarship, this scholarship fund. But I'm not going to support putting more money into an education scholarship fund until they can fix DCS.
Yeah. No.
Right? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
So you're looking at jails to now put kids into that they can refurbish and turn into some sort of thing. They're sleeping at the office, but you want to give, you know, $7,000 away that is going to be taken advantage of by usually an upper middle class person. And no, I'm sorry. We got to do better. You know, they're trying to pass bills like you got to call. You can't say the West Bank anymore. It's got to be Judea and Samaria. You can't do the, you know, overdone with the abortion thing. And I said earlier, that you care about it when it's in the belly, but when it comes out, you're on your own, kid.
No, you have to be better stewards of the people that are already here and, you know, protect the least of these.
Yeah.
And once again, I don't pretend that the state's going to do this as good as families, but it needs to facilitate getting these children into stable family relationships where they can thrive.
Amen,
and
brother.
It's sad that it's not happening, but we'll talk about a little of that today too.
What else you can talk about?
We got Sapicki on with our weekly legislative roundup. We'll discuss that. We'll talk about whether or not Marcia. I mean, I don't believe Marcia did anything that any of us wouldn't do in terms of if I had Teresa Broyles-Applin's telephone, I'd call her too. But we'll talk about that story that the Nashville scene broke about Marcia calling Teresa and wondering when her power's coming back on.
Oh, well. Huh? Well, you know what? If you had, and let's be honest, if we had her number, we would all call her.
I'd call her right now.
Amen, brother. Amen. Matt, straight ahead. You guys have a good one.